Narrator. Hello and a very warm welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. Have you ever walked past a local fair, a neighborhood market, or a charity run and wondered about the buzz of activity, the laughter, and the shared spirit? Or perhaps you felt a subtle desire to feel more connected to the place you live, to meet your neighbors, or to simply experience the unique pulse of your local area. Today we're shining a spotlight on the often understated yet incredibly powerful world of community events. These aren't just casual gatherings. They are vibrant opportunities that weave the fabric of local life, fostering social bonds, celebrating local culture, and offering accessible avenues for participation and learning. It's about recognizing how these seemingly small happenings can create a profound sense of belonging and strengthen the very essence of a community. Understanding the diverse types and immense value of community events can help you discover new ways to engage, enrich your life, and contribute to a thriving local environment. Today we'll listen to an insightful and practical conversation between two engaged citizens. Clara, a longtime resident who regularly participates in local initiatives, and Noah, who recently moved to a new city and is actively exploring its community scene. By listening to their discussion, you'll not only enhance your English comprehension but also gain valuable vocabulary for discussing local culture, social integration, volunteerism, and urban life. And remember to stay with us until the end of their conversation, where we'll have a practice session designed to help you actively engage with the language and concepts they explore. So, take a moment to reflect on your own neighborhood, listen attentively, and let's explore the enriching world of community events together. Dialogue section. Clara: Hi Noah. It's great to connect with you. I was just thinking about the fantastic spring festival we had last weekend and how much life it brings to our town. What are your initial thoughts on community events? Do you find them important, especially as someone new to the area? Noah: Hi Clara. It's always good to chat. Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge advocate for attending community events. For me, as a newcomer, they're the quickest way to get a feel for the local culture and meet people outside of my immediate work circle. Without them, it'd be much harder to put down roots. Clara: I completely agree. That feeling of being a bit disconnected in a new place or not knowing where to find local information can be incredibly isolating, especially when you're just settling in. I definitely experienced that when I first moved here decades ago. Another challenge I've faced is sometimes overlooking the broader impact of these events, thinking of them purely as entertainment. Noah: Yes, the tendency to focus only on the immediate fun. It requires a shift in mindset to truly appreciate the collective benefits. Sometimes we're so focused on enjoying the food or music that we don't acknowledge the effort in organizing them, the support for local businesses, or the way they foster a sense of civic pride. Clara: Exactly. And sometimes, even if you do notice them, you don't take the time to consciously acknowledge or celebrate them. What do you think are the core reasons why community events matter so much for a thriving locality? Noah: Several reasons. First, they provide tangible evidence of community spirit. When you see people coming together, volunteering, and enjoying shared experiences, it gives you a clear sign that this is a place where people care. This is incredibly motivating. Clara: Definitely. That feeling of shared purpose and collective energy is crucial. It combats that feeling of apathy or disengagement. I've also noticed that consistent participation in community events significantly boosts social cohesion. Each little interaction, like a conversation at a farmer's market or cheering at a local sports day, builds connections, making people more willing to support each other. Noah: That's a huge point. It creates a positive feedback loop. You engage a little, you feel more connected, you try harder, you become more integrated. And let's not forget how they help to overcome feeling overwhelmed. When the idea of building a social circle seems enormous, attending a single relaxed event makes it far less daunting. Clara: A total game changer. They transform massive social barriers into manageable, enjoyable interactions. That mental shift is crucial for managing initial shyness and avoiding isolation. I also think community events are great for showcasing local talent and businesses. Noah: Yes, absolutely. Consistently supporting these events reinforces the positive behaviors necessary for a strong local economy and culture. It's like compounding interest for civic engagement. Plus, I find that acknowledging participation in community events can increase your focus and clarity on local issues. When you know exactly what's happening in your area, it's easier to concentrate on how you can contribute. Clara, that makes sense. A clear, immediate community objective focuses your energy. So, while the benefits are abundant, what are some of the challenges in consistently identifying and leveraging these broader advantages of community events? Noah, that's a critical question. One of the biggest challenges in my experience is actually remembering to acknowledge the subtle, non-obvious benefits. In the rush of attending an event, it's easy to enjoy it and immediately move on without pausing to register the sense of belonging or the new insights gained. Clara, I completely agree. It's a delicate balance. You want to keep enjoying events, but you also need to pause. Another significant pitfall is when a community win doesn't feel impactful enough, or when you feel like your small presence isn't making a difference, leading to a sense of diminishing the accomplishment. Noah, that's a real concern. It can undermine the very purpose of focusing on holistic engagement. You have to actively fight that urge to minimize your efforts. And then there are days when it feels like no real connection is made at all, or the community win feels insignificant in the face of persistent crowds or shyness. Clara, precisely. It's vital to have strategies for those days too. You need to be able to find a win even if it's just attending for a short while, or learning something new about your neighborhood from a quick chat. What about trying to maximize the benefits of attending community events? How do you approach that practically? Noah, for maximizing event benefits, I start by outlining my personal goals for attending. Is it to meet people, learn something, or just enjoy? Then for each event, I brainstorm every tiny way I can engage. I then ask myself, what's the absolute smallest, most achievable thing I can do right now to make the most of this? Could be just smiling at 5 strangers or asking a vendor one question. Clara, that's a thorough approach. I've found that using a mental checklist for these micro-engagements or contributions is incredibly satisfying. Simply ticking off an interaction, no matter how small, gives a jolt of positive reinforcement. It mentally demonstrates connection. Noah, yes, an engaged list alongside your to-attend list can be revolutionary. It acts as a mental log of your growing social connections. Another strategy one use is to set daily or weekly mini goals related to my event involvement. For example, this week I will attend the street fair, or today I will visit one new stall at the market and chat with the owner. Clara, that's a proactive way to handle it. I've found that giving myself a specific, achievable mini goal for event engagement helps me start strong and avoid aimless wandering. And once I hit that mini goal, I get that little burst of energy. Noah, and what about actually celebrating these small community achievements? How do you ensure you give them the recognition they deserve? Clara, for me it doesn't have to be a big party. Sometimes it's a quiet reflection on a good conversation I had, or sharing a positive event experience with a close friend. For slightly larger community milestones, I might treat myself to a locally made product I discovered, or simply take extra time to relax and enjoy the afterglow of a successful event. It's about acknowledging the effort and creating a positive association. Noah, those are all excellent strategies. I've also found that simply celebrating with fellow attendees or organizers after a successful event can be very rewarding. Their shared acknowledgement reinforces the achievement and builds collective camaraderie. Clara, that's a great point. It's an ongoing process of recognizing and leveraging event benefits. What about some of the less obvious advantages of consistently participating in community events? Noah, one that comes to mind is how it significantly helps with combating social anxiety and building a sense of personal agency within your environment. When you know you just need to achieve one tiny step of engagement, it lowers the barrier to entry for overall participation. The sheer inertia of putting yourself out there is often the hardest part, but movement can lead to ease. Clara, oh, that's a big one. Overcoming that initial inertia is crucial. How have you addressed that? Noah, I've tried to implement the just go for an hour rule. If I feel hesitant about attending an event, I tell myself I just have to go for an hour. Often once I'm there, the momentum has built and I engage naturally. That initial small win of attendance gets me going. Clara, that's a good way to trick your brain into participation. Another subtle benefit can be a reduction in stress and anxiety. When you consistently see yourself making social connections or contributing to your neighborhood, even in small increments, it reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed and boosts your sense of belonging and influence. Noah, absolutely. That internal sense of belonging can be a powerful antidote to stress. I find that it also builds resilience. When bigger social setbacks occur, you remember all the small victories you've already accumulated in building connections, giving you confidence to push through. Clara, that's a healthy approach. What about when you have a truly tough event experience and it feels like no real win was achieved? How do you find a small win then? Noah, that can be incredibly challenging. On those days, a win might be simply observing or learning something new about the local community from a quiet moment, or maintaining a positive attitude despite feeling out of place. It could be acknowledging an effort to simply be present, even if the outcome wasn't perfect. The win becomes about persistence or passive learning. Clara, that's a tough one but a vital perspective. Having a supportive environment that recognizes effort, not just outcomes, can make all the difference. What about the long-term impact of consistently engaging in community events on your overall life trajectory? Noah, it's profound. Consistent event involvement builds a foundation of social competence and expanded networks. They lead to consistent action, which accumulates into significant progress towards your bigger personal and professional goals, because you have the support and resources to pursue them, often within your own community. It's the compound effect in action. They also make the journey of life more enjoyable and fulfilling. Clara, absolutely. Making time for self-reflection and acknowledging that progress is crucial for long-term well-being and preventing social burnout. It's not always easy, but it's vital. Noah, so, it seems like engaging with community events is multifaceted and can range from tiny daily interactions to strategic mindset shifts and contributes significantly to overall success and happiness. Clara, exactly. And the way we leverage these event benefits can significantly impact our motivation, our personal growth, and our ability to lead truly fulfilling lives within our communities. Developing awareness, consistent effort, and self-recognition are key. Noah, I agree. And learning from each experience and adapting your strategies over time is also important. What counts as a community win might evolve as you progress from a casual attendee to an active participant or even an organizer. Clara, that's a great point. It's an ongoing process of learning and refinement. Noah, well, Clara, this has been a really insightful conversation. It's good to know that many of these aspects are universal and that there are strategies we can use to improve our engagement with our local communities. Clara, absolutely, Noah. Sharing these experiences can be really helpful. It reminds us that even the journey to becoming a deeply connected community member is made up of individual steps, and each one counts as a victory. Practice section. Part 1. Vocabulary of community events. Let's review some key vocabulary and phrases related to community events that Clara and Noah used. A vibrant opportunities. Lively and energetic chances or possibilities. Oh, think about. What makes a community event a vibrant opportunity? Or weave the fabric of local life to interlace different elements to create the structure or texture of something, figuratively, to build up the intricate connections of a community. Oh, how do community events weave the fabric of local life? Fostering social bonds. Encouraging the development of close relationships between people. Oh, how do community events contribute to fostering social bonds? Accessible avenues, easy-to-reach paths or methods. Oh, why are community events considered accessible avenues for participation? Putting down roots. Becoming settled and established in a place or community. Oh, how do community events help someone put down roots in a new area? Disconnected. Lacking a sense of connection or belonging. Oh, what makes a new resident feel disconnected from their community? A shift in mindset. A fundamental change in one's attitude or way of thinking. Oh, what kind of shift in mindset is needed to appreciate the deeper benefits of community events? A civic pride. A feeling of satisfaction and respect for one's town, city, or country. Oh, how can community events foster a sense of civic pride? Core reasons. The most important or fundamental explanations. Oh, what are the core reasons why community events matter for a thriving locality? Tangible evidence of community spirit. Clear and observable proof or signs of enthusiasm and loyalty among people in a community. Oh, what kind of tangible evidence of community spirit do events provide? A motivating, causing someone to feel enthusiasm or drive. Oh, why is seeing community involvement motivating? Combats that feeling of apathy. Fights against a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. Oh, how do events combat that feeling of apathy in a neighborhood? A boosts social cohesion. Strengthens the bonds or unity within a society or group. Oh, how do interactions at events boost social cohesion? A positive feedback loop. A system where the output of one action reinforces the input for the next, leading to a continuous cycle. Oh, how does engaging in events create a positive feedback loop for integration? Daunting. Seeming difficult to deal with in anticipation. Intimidating. Oh, why might engaging with a large crowd at an event feel daunting? A game changer. An event, idea, or procedure that affects a significant shift in the current way of doing or thinking about something. Oh, why can community events be a game changer for breaking social barriers? It reinforces the positive behaviors, strengthens or encourages good actions or habits. Oh, how does supporting local events reinforce positive behaviors for a strong community? A compounding interest for civic engagement. The idea that small, consistent actions or gains accumulate and grow significantly over time in terms of public participation. Oh, how can regular event attendance lead to a compounding interest effect on your civic engagement? Non-obvious benefits. Advantages that are not immediately apparent or easily noticed. Oh, what are some non-obvious benefits of attending a community event? A significant pitfall. A major hidden or unsuspected danger or difficulty. Oh, what is a significant pitfall when attending community events? A diminishing the accomplishment. Making an achievement seem less significant or impressive. Oh, why should you avoid diminishing the accomplishment of your small contributions at events? Micro-engagements. Very small or brief interactions or commitments. Oh, what are some examples of micro-engagements at a community event? Jolt of positive reinforcement. A sudden, strong feeling of encouragement or reward. Oh, what gives you a jolt of positive reinforcement during an event? Social connections. Links or relationships formed between people. Oh, how does an engaged list act as a mental log of your growing social connections? Mini goals. Small, short-term objectives that contribute to a larger goal. Oh, how do you set mini goals for yourself when attending a community event? Aimless wandering. Moving about without a clear purpose or direction. Oh, how can setting mini goals prevent aimless wandering at a large event? Camaraderie. Mutual trust and friendship among people who spend a lot of time together. Oh, how does shared acknowledgement after an event build camaraderie? Combating social anxiety. Fighting against an intense fear of social situations. Oh, how can small steps at events help with combating social anxiety? A barrier to entry. An obstacle that makes it difficult to start something. Oh, how do small commitments lower the barrier to entry for community participation? Inertia. A tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged. Oh, why is overcoming inertia often the hardest part of putting yourself out there? Just go for an hour rule. A strategy for combating hesitation by committing to a very short, manageable period of attendance. Oh, how does the just go for an hour rule help overcome inertia for an event? Internal sense of belonging. A personal feeling of being accepted as a member or part of something. Oh, how can an internal sense of belonging be an antidote to stress? A resilience. The ability to recover quickly from difficulties. Oh, how do accumulated small social victories build resilience for larger social challenges? Life trajectory. The path or course that something takes over time. Oh, how does consistent engagement in community events impact your overall life trajectory? Compound effect. The accelerating growth of something as a result of continually reinvesting gains. Oh, how does the compound effect apply to becoming a more connected community member? Fulfilling, providing satisfaction and happiness. Oh, how can participating in community events make your life more fulfilling? Part 2. Reflecting on your experiences with community events. Think about your own experiences with community events, past or present. Answer the following questions. Can you recall a recent instance where attending a community event significantly boosted your mood or helped you feel more connected? Describe it. What is one type of community event, e.g., farmers market, festival, public lecture, you've always wanted to attend but haven't? What's the smallest step you could take to make it happen? Do you typically acknowledge or celebrate your small contributions or connections at community events, e.g., striking up a conversation, supporting a local vendor? So how? If not, why do you think you don't? How do attending community events influence your overall feeling of well-being and sense of local belonging? On days when you feel hesitant or prefer to stay home, what is the smallest possible win you could aim for related to a community event, e.g., just looking up event schedules, going for 15 minutes? Do you use any tools like local listings, social media groups, or neighborhood apps to find or track community events? So which ones are effective? Looking back, what is one major lesson you've learned about the power of local gatherings? What is one new strategy for engaging with or finding community events that you would like to incorporate into your routine? What advice would you give to someone who feels overwhelmed by the idea of putting themselves out there at public events and doesn't know where to start? Part 3. Practicing phrases for discussing community events. Imagine you are talking to a friend or colleague in English about how to make the most of local community events. Practice using the following phrases in your conversation. I'm really trying to engage more with local community events. I think achieving small wins at these gatherings really helps with social integration. My goal for today is just to chat with one new person at the farmers market. I need to make sure I don't overlook these subtle benefits beyond the main activity. What's the smallest actionable step we can take to get involved in our neighborhood? I find that ticking off an event on my calendar gives me a real jolt of positive reinforcement. Do you have any strategies for celebrating minor interactions or contributions? I'm hoping this approach will help combat social anxiety. It's about fostering social bonds, isn't it? Practice incorporating these phrases naturally into your explanation of the situation and your feelings about it. Part 4. Role-playing a scenario on planning for a community event. Imagine you and a friend are planning to attend an upcoming local community festival together. You both agree that focusing on small, achievable steps will help you make the most of the experience. Take turns suggesting how you will prepare for and engage with the event, and discuss potential challenges. Use phrases like, what if we started by researching the event schedule online, and then brainstormed tiny interactions we could aim for at different stalls? Another option could be to create a shared engagement checklist, where we can visually track our progress and encourage each other. I think the benefit of that would be that it provides tangible evidence of opportunities for both of us to connect. However, a potential drawback might be that it takes extra time to meticulously plan every single conversation. Have you considered setting a daily mini-social goal for each of us leading up to the event? That's an interesting idea. How would that help us generate momentum for participation? I'm not sure if we'll always remember to celebrate every tiny interaction, especially if it's a huge crowd. Perhaps we could designate a specific time after the event to review our connections and our community wins. What do you think is the first small win we should aim for at this festival? Practice this dialogue, focusing on collaborative planning and respectful communication. Narrator. The act of embracing community events is not merely about leisure, but a profound psychological and social strategy that can deeply enrich our lives. As Clara and Noah so thoughtfully illustrated, from consciously seeking out local gatherings to acknowledging every small interaction, every moment of engagement contributes to a continuous cycle of motivation, confidence, and sustained growth. By embracing the power of these seemingly minor commitments, We can weave ourselves into the fabric of our neighborhoods with greater energy, less stress, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Thank you for joining the English Learning Podcast today. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable language and practical insights for mastering the art of engaging with community events and strengthening your local connections. We'll be back soon with more engaging conversations to support your English.